What's up, guys? So it's time for some more Mass Effect Andromeda news. But today I'm really excited because I've got a guest with me. He has been in previous videos of mine and he's pretty passionate about the topic. This is Lil Shepard.
Commander Shepard.
Thank you for joining us, Lil Shepard.
I'm Commander Shepard.
We're going to talk.
I don't know what you're talking about with Lil Shepard.
Wait, is that an even smaller Shepard doll that you have there? Oh my god, that's adorable.
Wait, what? No, what?
This information came mostly after E3 and during E3. These were, for the most part, these are interviews by Mac Walters. So in Mass Effect Andromeda, Mac Walters is now the creative director. He's no longer the lead writer like he was in Mass Effect 3. The character that we now play, Ryder, it's going to be about forming a hero, you know, starting from the bottom and moving your way up, which is pretty typical for BioWare games, I think. I think it was the Shepard was probably one of the only ones that was like already an established war hero or whatever. Like he already had a lot of...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like a whole lot of awesomeness. Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious to everyone here.
So it's going to be like focusing on characters that are far greener.
So like Green Asari. So they're confirmed? Green Asari are confirmed?
No, like as an inexperienced, like...
Oh, right. Oh, no, that makes sense. So like an amateur, right?
No, like...
Like babies. Like noobs. I understand.
You know, people aren't born heroes.
I was.
And it's really cool because we are entering a new galaxy, not just as a player, but as the character. We do have experience, but it's like a question of how much experience. That concept has always been really weird to me because I like creating characters that are older, that look older. I like the mature look. So sometimes when it's like, oh, they're younger, you know, they're the younger sibling, or they are just fresh out of the academy. Sometimes it doesn't make sense that they look older, you know? So it's like, ugh. Or sometimes I remember, I think it was in Star Wars The Old Republic, I created a character that looked older, and they were calling him like son and boy, and I was like, ugh. Like, oh, this doesn't, you know, it kind of like kicks you out of the immersion a little bit, at least for me. So sometimes when they kind of like already place that on your character, it's like they're younger. It kind of limits a little bit in the character that you create if you want to stay immersed completely and you want to feel like your character fits in that story. So I hope there's a sense of like not really going into the character's age. When it comes to the timeline, Mac Walters has said that it's going to take a long time to get to Andromeda, and that is pretty obvious because it's like, this is a different galaxy. I believe Andromeda is like 2.5 million light years away from the Milky Way. So in order for these people to even survive, that's why we see the character waking up from this form of stasis. Are they doing warp speed? Are they doing light speed? Or are these big ships, these arc ships, I don't know, the big ships, are they mass relay-ish? So you're going to be probably long dead. That is, if you survived in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, I don't die. Did you not play Mass Effect 2? I mean, everyone thought I was dead, but...
That's because you were dead. Cerberus brought you back.
Nope, I was totally alive. Actually, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. This is N7 only secret stuff, like top spoilericious things. So this was an N7 tactic that they taught us. It's called Le Mort Singe.
The dead monkey? Isn't that what it means? The dead monkey?
Top secret, so I'd have to kill you if you repeat this stuff.
But Mac Walters also adds that there are strong ties to the original trilogy that players will recognize. So I'm guessing the other species a lot of the technology. I think another tie to the trilogy is when they leave. I think that's going to be explained in the game. They're probably going to be leaving before Mass Effect 3, the end of Mass Effect 3, because I had been thinking a lot. It really didn't sit well with me, the whole idea that Shepard didn't know about this Plan B, if this is even the way that it happens. You know, this was your hero, and it's kind of like, oh, you want to continue the legacy, and in the name of Shepard, you know, like he's your driving force, or she, and it's like, oh, but they never knew, like they didn't know this was going on. It's like, well, why didn't Shepard know? Like, Shepard was the one that was going to save the freaking galaxy. Like, what? Like, why didn't someone tell him?
Exactly.
So you didn't know?
Well, I mean, I did know, obviously.
You just said you didn't know. Did you know or did you not know?
Okay, you know, let me get this straight. Let me just clear this up for you guys. I did know. I did know about all of this stuff, those ships, whatever they're called. I knew about all this, obviously. I mean, come on. I'm Commander Shepard. I'm Commander Shepard. I don't like spoilers, you know? Like, this was the next game coming. Like, how was I going to spoil it? Like, does NDA not mean anything to people anymore? I mean, the gall.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. They probably left maybe after, a little closer to Mass Effect 3. But what if they left after Shepard died in Mass Effect 2, in the beginning of Mass Effect 2? Like, what if... Because those were 2 years.
Totally not dead.
Dude, don't just... Okay, right, you were sleeping. So during the time that Shepard was asleep, what if they did this? What if they were already working on this technology and they left? I mean, that kind of makes sense as to why Shepard didn't know, but it doesn't really make sense with the whole N7 thing, because this is most likely an N7 operation, because we see an N7 character, and the N7 didn't open up to other races until Mass Effect 3, until the Reapers started attack. So the N7 program was strictly just Alliance. Mac Walters also talks a little bit about the Mako, and he says that this game is much more heavy on exploration. I'm guessing that this game is going to be very much like Mass Effect 1, but taken up a notch. But yeah, actually, Shepard, what did you think about the Mako?
The Mako... I actually liked the Mako. The Hammerhead was a piece of crap. It had no shields, and it blew up on me all the time. Of course, I never died, like I said. Mort de Sange, or whatever the I called it. But the Mako was a beauty. The Mako was a nimble beast. Always landed on its feet like a panther. You know, take note of this, though, for the developers, for Mr. Mac Walters, could use better seat belts, because, I mean, you did get toppled around a lot in there, and, you know, there was a few of us in there. Sometimes it was me, Garrus, and Ashley, or Caden, or, well, not Caden, sorry. But, you know, we were always okay, because it always landed on its feet, so. And we were off, you know, zooming in to find whatever dog tags we could find. So, yeah, it was good.
You have reached your destination.
A lot of people don't know that the multiplayer has actually been confirmed, because I've actually had people questioning, is there going to be multiplayer in Mass Effect Andromeda? And there is. They actually asked if the multiplayer was going to have an impact on the game's main story. And Aaron Flynn says, yeah, I wouldn't expect it. And Mac Walters adds that the team wants to create more positive ties between the two, the main campaign and the online component. In my opinion, one of the biggest changes to Mass Effect, because we are entering a new galaxy and all that, and that's pretty big, that's pretty new. But when it comes to the gameplay, when it comes to what the game is, it sounds like there's not going to be Paragon and Renegade. It sounds like there's going to be more gray, most likely like Dragon Age, where, yeah, there was like a friendship and a rival system. I would like to see something like that, like with Dragon Age 2. I was never strictly Paragon or Renegade. My main Shepard was a Paragade, which is slightly more Paragon than Renegade. It was really fun to play like that. But the problem was...
Well, wait. You're telling me that I'm not going to be able to punch people anymore?
Well, the problem with Paragon and Renegade was that if you were trying to play that gray in their Paragades or Renegons, you would be sacrificing a choice. Like, I wasn't able to get Zaid loyal because I didn't have enough points in Renegade or in Paragon. The two options for me were grayed out. With that system, it really felt like you were being limited. It really felt like you were being almost punished for not sticking with one. I don't mind the whole idea of Paragon and Renegade as long as you're not punished or as long as you're not limited when it comes to what you're going to do, when it comes to choices that you make, you know, where you're like, oh, well, you don't have enough points. The whole so-and-so approves, so-and-so doesn't approve. I don't really like that system either, the approve, because I was always really, really like obsessed with having them all maxed out. Like, I always wanted them to approve. That's why I prefer the friendship and rivalry system, because even though you weren't friends with somebody, you were still going to be able to have a relationship with them. And it was still going to be interesting because it was going to be a different type of relationship. It was going to be a rival. They weren't going to freaking leave you and you're just like, oh my God, I screwed that up. Because that whole idea of them leaving you always made me want to have them happy, because I didn't want to lose any of my characters. So with friendship and rival, they stick around. You know, they know what this all means. They know that this is important. So even though they don't like you very much, or even though they have a tough relationship with you, they were going to stick with you, you know, and that's what I like. So I hope the system's going to be a little more like that. Hopefully they still keep some kind of aspect of Renegade and Paragon. I would love for it to be more a point system to base it off of how people react to you. So if you were slightly more Renegade, people would probably react to you a bit more intimidated. Or if you were slightly more Paragon, they would be a little friendlier with you. You know, like it affects the world around you, but it doesn't limit you in your choices. That's what I want. And even though this would affect the world around you, it didn't mean that you couldn't interact with the people in the same way as a Paragon would. It just meant that you got to interact with them slightly different, and I think that's a really cool idea. I would love to see something like that.
But wait, let me get this straight. I'm not going to be able to punch people anymore.
You're not in it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do it anyways.
The books. There was a book fair type of flyer that had been leaked out in the interwebs. They were announcing Mass Effect books, 4 of them. BioWare finally put a blog post just a few days ago acknowledging, saying, yes, there are books on the way. They didn't want to say much. It was a blog post like that big. We are still in the midst of the creative process, but we are working with a talented group of writers. This past weekend, information came out regarding our new series of Mass Effect novels from Titan Books. These novels will give us the opportunity to expand the Mass Effect universe and bring new stories to life outside of the games. And Titan Books says, the novels will act as prequel and sequels to the events in the games and will become part of the overarching Mass Effect saga. They will focus on key characters and answer the many questions fans have been asking. I love the Mass Effect books, except for Deception. That was I'm not going to go into that, but I have a review, an in-depth review, rant / well, you know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, it was bad. The only one that we have a title for is, I think it's the first one. It's called, there's a confusion because on what looks like to be the cover, it's called Initiation, but in other places it's stated as Initiative, and it's written by sci-fi author N.K. Jemisin. And if all goes well, it's going to be released somewhere in August 2016, so almost. Initiation, I think it's going to be Initiation because that's what's on what seems to be the cover. And if that cover is the cover, it seems to be the N7 character. So I'm guessing that it's going to be a book about that guy. But if my theory is correct, that this N7 guy is the bad guy, it would correlate with the previous novels, because the first novel, Revelation, was about Saren for the most part, and Anderson and all that, but it was about Saren. So I think it'd be cool if this new series of books, the first novel, is going to be who I think is the villain. I think that'd be really cool to get an idea of who he is and all that before the game comes out. I hope so. I really, really hope that that's the case, so that we can understand a little bit more about him. And usually when it comes to villains, books do a great job about letting you in to see who this person really is and almost relate to them even more and almost feel for them. In the Dragon Age books, Stolen Throne, it talks a lot about Loghain, and you really, you grow to like the character. Like, I really grew to love Loghain as a character after reading the books. So I think it would be really, really cool if they did that. I hope that's what the case is. The second and the third book don't have titles or even authors announced, but they're scheduled for release in March and September 2017. And the final novel will be written by Mac Walters, apparently, and it's due to come out in March 18th. Now, these are all subject to change because it is very early, and they're still in the, like they said, they're still in the creative process of it. So, you know, don't put these in your calendar already saying this is when they're going to come out. So I mentioned a little bit about my theory about the N7 character, but Lil Shepard,
Commander Shepard,
what do you think about my theory with the N7 soldier being the bad guy?
Wait, N7? You mean like Kai Lang?
Well,
like Kai Stupid Lang? Kai Poopy Face?
Like a new villain, you know, like a little bit more like Saren, like the main guy, you know, not like a henchman.
You know, I bet it's Bill.
What?
Bill. He was in the academy with me. Super jealous. Because I was spectacular in about everything. Got all the girls. He got, you know, Gondolfina. They dated for like a week. You know, she left him for me. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I bet it's Bill.
Anyways, that's pretty much the news, the big news for Mass Effect Andromeda after E3. I will be keeping you guys up to date with anything that comes out. I also have some Mass Effect talks coming out pretty soon, and I might invite Lil Shepard again,
Commander Shepard,
for another one of these news videos. So thank you for joining me, Lil Shepard.
You know, don't worry, I'll be back. I'll get you the views and all that. So I know your videos probably do a lot better when I'm here, so, because, you know, I'm Commander Shepard.
So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the whole Renegade and Paragon most likely being out of Mass Effect Andromeda. Would you like to see it completely out? Would you like to see it changed a little bit? So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and
yeah, don't even try to steal my line.
I should go. Dude, your little Shepard doll is absolutely adorable.
Totally not mine.
Do you sleep with him too?
I should go.